Hi there, welcome back to my channel. Today I thought it would be really fun to do the This or That Tag Romance Edition. I don't really think it's like that, so moving on. So I thought that this would be a really good tag for me to do because, I do primarily read romance, so I'm not quite sure how long this tag has been out, but I will leave the original video down below in the description, as well as the questions. Question number 1, cliffhangers or HEA? HEA, if you're not aware of, is happily ever after. HEA, all the way. I want it all wrapped up in a tiny little bow so I can put them back up on the shelf and think of them fondly. However, I do not mind a cliffhanger if I'm reading a series. I almost expect that to be a cliffhanger because, it's going to keep you wanting more and getting to the next one. So that is okay. However, wrap that shit up in a pretty bow, please and thank you. Question number 2, hardcover or paperback? Okay, when I first started collecting books, I was a hardcover bitch all day long. And then, I don't know when, but quickly I was like, no, I prefer paperbacks. They're just easier to read. I don't mind hardcovers, but I would prefer the paperback. Also, there has been quite a few times reading a hardback where I've knocked myself in the head because, you're up here reading and you fall asleep. Question number 3, angsty or cutesy? Yeah. This was a no-brainer for me. Angsty, all the way. I'm an angst girl. Yes, give it to me. I'll go for cutesy if I'm in a book slump or like a book hangover or something, and I just need something very quick and easy to get me over that hurdle. However, if I'm out for a good time, it's angst for me. I want that slow burn. I want that angst. I want you to make me work for it. It's like good foreplay, right? Like, yes, angst. Question number 4, emotional or rom-com? This one was an eye-opener for me because because I really never thought about it before, but I guess I do go for more emotional. More emotional in the sense of if you're going towards the more dark, the more taboo. It's not just like you have that angst, you have hard-hitting issues. That's what I would constitute as emotional, I guess. Whereas like rom-coms, I like to fluff in between those heavy-hitting books. Like I'll need a fluffer, right? But yeah, emotional. Question number 5, series or standalone? This is hard. Honestly, like, I don't think that this is a cop-out in any sort of way. I am kind of 50-50 on both. It is more of a preference. Like, what am I in the mood for? Am I in the mood to binge a series? Because that's what's going to happen. I would most prefer to go into a series when it is nearly completed or completed so that I can binge that series. But let's be honest, I do read a lot of books, so I don't want to forget what I've read. So I am going to have to go with personal preference at that moment. Do I feel like dealing with that, or do I just want a good standalone that's going to give me all the good stuff in between and then I get my happily ever after? So it really is just personal preference. Question number 6, Booktok or Bookstagram? Bookstagram. This one was easy for me. Bookstagram all the way. I have TikTok. I use TikTok for ideas. What's popular, what trending, anything trending. However, I've been an Instagram girl almost from the start. I am Bookstagram all the way. Question number 7, people or objects? Now this is referring to covers. Again, I like both, but when it comes to people on covers, I do not want cheesy. That's a no. But if you're going to do it right, then I don't mind a little bit of eye candy. Here's one. So, this is a no for me. This is horrible, okay? It's horrible. This whole series is horrible. as far as that is. It's a good book, but I was like, this is embarrassing to walk around with. But however, Hush Hush by Lucia Franco. This is one of the most beautiful covers I have seen. It's one of my favorites. I mean, it's gorgeous. As far as objects, I really like it when the objects have something to do with the plot of the story. A good one is this sicko version right here. I love it because the graffiti has, like, the tags and the graffiti and everything have something to do with the plot, and once you've read it and you understand it, I really enjoy something like that. So, both. Question number 8. New releases or backlist? I'm backlist, and I don't think that that is necessarily a good or a bad thing, and I don't also think that that is by choice. There's just no way that I can keep up with all the new releases, and I don't want to just read all the new releases because I think new releases are awesome, but there's just so many good gems that I have found in the backlist. Like, I always feel like I'm 3 steps behind, but I'm like, but what am I really behind? I'm going at my own pace. I'm picking up what I want to read. I don't have an agenda. Like, I don't have somebody saying you have to read all these. However, I have been more cognizant about the new releases that are coming out. I try to stay up to date on those. My goal is to get to maybe 1 or 2 new releases every month, depending on when they're coming out and if it's up my alley. So, but in the meantime, I'm backlist and I'm loving it. Question number 9, TBR or free-for-all? I have a very open TBR. I feel like I used to give myself like a list of things that I wanted to do, and I would never get through them. I felt pressure to read those, and then I just wasn't in the mood for it. So, and I was like, girl, why? Like, why do you do that to yourself? Who is telling you, like, who's sitting there telling you, get this shit done? Nobody. Nobody. You're doing that to your own damn self. You working yourself up, getting your nerves all worked up for no damn reason. Like, and reading, it should be enjoyable. Read what you want to read. So that's what I do. I'll give myself maybe 2 or 3 authors that I'll be like, I want to pick something from them this month. And I'll say maybe I want to read this book or this book. Like, I want to try to get to these 2 books this month. And then basically it's a free-for-all for me. It's what I feel in the moment. What am I wanting to read? Do I want to read something dark? Do I want to read, is it a trope that I want to read? What do I want to read? And honestly, I get a lot more reading done because I'm not pressured to read certain things. As I feel like picking that up right now, so that's what I'm going to pick up. Question number 10. Open door or fade to black? First off, if you don't know what this means, open door means that when the spicy scene comes along, you are in that room with them. They've left the door open and you get all the details. Fade to black means fade to black. They close the door and you understand that they're having spicy time, but that's all you're going to get. Now, for me, hello, spice. I want the spice. I am here for the spice and the smut and the angst, and I want those details, bitch. Yes. Open door all the way. I want them all. Give it to me all day long. Keep that door open. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Bye-bye. Question number 11. Audiobooks or ebook paperback? This one was a little tough for me because I do both. Well, essentially, I do all 3. I always have a book on Audible. I'm attached to my Kindle, and I love paperbacks. If I had my way, I would go with a paperback physical copy book all day long. Question number 12. Kindle or nah? There is no nah for me. Kindle. I love my Kindle. I would not be able to get to even a fraction of the books that I get to if it weren't for my Kindle. Books are expensive, and I read a lot. However, I do love to support my favorite authors, so my favorite books get put on my Amazon wish list, and I buy them when I can so I can add them to my collection. Question number 13. Matte or glossy? Matte. Glossy gets scuffed up way too easily. I don't necessarily like the feel of glossy, and also you can't show them on camera very well because they show the glare of the lights and everything, so matte. Matte, matte, matte. Question number 14, buddy read or fly solo? I am a fly solo. I would love to do a buddy read sometime. I think that would be so much fun, especially, comparing notes and everything. It would really be like lending out a book that you've annotated. But quite frankly, I, again, like to read on a whim of what I am feeling in that moment and what I want to read. So flying solo is what I do now. Question number 15, small town or dark romance? Ooh, this one is the hardest. Can I say dark romance that is set in a small town? I mean, damn. I would be all over that. If I have to pick, I'm going to pick dark romance, but this is really hard. I don't like picking. Question number 16, new adult or adult? Adult. New adult was my dipping my toes into this world of romance. So it holds a special place in my heart, but Mama likes the smut and the spice and all those things that are so nice. So I'm going to have to go with adult. Question number 17, sprint read or marathon read series? I'm going to go with marathon because I like to stay in that universe once I'm in it. However, if it is longer than a trilogy or if it is very dark in subject matter, I will sprinkle in a little fluff here and there if I need to, but I would prefer to marathon that. Question number 18, read multiple books at once or one at a time? Hi, my name is Jennifer and I read multiple books at one time. It is a problem, but I can't help it. I always have something on Audible. I tend to listen to that when I'm in the car. Years ago, I used to have to travel very long distance to work, so that was my saving grace. And it kind of just stuck with me now. Every time I get into a car, I'm listening to an audiobook. And then I have something on my Kindle or I'll have a paperback. And there has been times where I have had an audiobook, a physical book, and something on my Kindle. That gets a little crazy, so I try to stick to just two, but multiple books at once. Question number 19, alpha hero or cinnamon roll hero? Alpha hero. I want a rough, tough, no holds barred, want what I want, tough guy who's only got the softness for that one particular girl. This is where I let the red flags and the shit that will not fly in real life, I let it soar. I can have that in these books because I know that, like, it's fiction. All these red flags, typically I would be like, you better run. You need to go. You need to skip town. You need to go somewhere else. You need to change your name. Go. Bitch, what are you doing? Run. But in here, I'm like, yes, ma'am, you better stay. Yes, all day long. Yes, ma'am. Bitch. It's my guilty pleasure. Question 20. Baddie or damsel in distress heroine? This was a no-brainer for me. Baddie. Baddie. I do not want a whiny bitch heroine. No, I am not here for that. I don't care if you have a little bit of innocence and you're naive in the beginning because it's not what you're used to, or you were sheltered, or that's just who you are. But I need to see a little bit of character development. I need to see you grow a little bit of a backbone. Don't be some meek little bitch up in the corner. Somebody please help me. No. Grab a knife and stand by your man. Okay? Take a shadow boxing class. Do something. Do something. Okay? Last question. Question number 21. Slow burn or Instalove? If I like the angst, I must like the slow burn. I like slow burn. There can be that spark there where you know that they're going to get together and they kind of know that they're going to get together, but that fighting it and the angst and the banter and the hitting walls to try to get there. That's the fun of it for me. Like, that's what I love. Like, makes you work for it, where you're like, come on. That's a good book to me. That's slow burn. that is slow burn. And I'm here for that. Alrighty guys, well those were the questions for the This or That Romance Edition tag. If you decide to do your own, please tag me so that I can go watch and share some love. Otherwise, I would love to know your thoughts. What are some of your answers? Leave them for me down below. Other than that, I guess I'll see you next time. Bye guys.